Hello, good day everyone. We are now in a third week of our module study. So in our English, we are going to talk about the determining the effect of textual aids on understanding of a text. In your module on page 4, we have a picture here. So you can see this is a maze. Okay, so with the help of graphic organizers or textual aids, you will be able to what? To understand your lesson. Sometimes we have lessons or articles or readings that is very hard for us to understand it. That you feel that it's just like a maze, okay? So, by the use of graphic organizers, you will be able to unlock the difficulties of your lessons. Okay. So before going to our lesson, I'm going to discuss this song written by Glyza de Castro, Ode to the New Heroes. Heard the song Ode to the New Heroes. This refers to what? To the new heroes of our society. Who are what? Who are they? They are the front liners. Specifically, they are the medical practitioners who are what? Even though they're very tired, they keep on what? Helping the community by doing their jobs right and wholeheartedly. So they're sacrificing what? Their everything, even their health. So as you can notice in the news, we have what? We have a lot of deaths from our medical practitioners, especially the doctors, and that is a very sad one. So I know that in the last part of the song, whoever you've left that was broken will be all following your trace, because you've brought us all together, whatever it takes. So because of them, a lot of patients or the COVID patients before that are now healed are what? They utang nila yung kanilang buhay sa mga heroes na to. And not only for the medical practitioners, but to all our frontliners, the police officers, the men in uniform, the people who are serving us. So they are the frontliners who risk their everything just to what? To serve our country and our people. So before we move on the textual aids, let's define first what is a linear text versus a non-linear text. So a linear text refers to traditional text that needs to be read from beginning to the end. These are basically the printed, it is printed on papers, and such as novels, poems, short stories, letters, and educational texts. So the arrangement of linear text, it has an order of sequence, and the grammatical and syntactic arrangement of the words really begins from the beginning up to the end. Okay, so it involves reading the whole text from the beginning up to the end. So while nonlinear text, it is the opposite of linear text, and it is non-sequential. Okay, its manner depending on the readers. Unlike in linear text, the sequence of information depends upon the author, while in nonlinear text, it is depending on the readers. Okay, so usually a nonlinear text are visuals or graphs. Okay, and you will not begin from the beginning up to the end, so whatever it is. So what are the other printed materials that can be considered as nonlinear text? It is just like an encyclopedia or a dictionary maybe, and a telephone directory. Why? Because in encyclopedia, you're just going to check on the words or concepts that you need to check. And then in telephone directory, you're just going to look for the number of somebody. So you need not to begin at the very beginning up to the end just to find the numbers or the words that you are looking to. So you're just going to find it, okay, and just read what do you need. Okay. So in nonlinear text, these are divided into chart or graphs, and the graphic organizers or the textual aids later. Okay, so in different kinds of graphs and text, so these are representations of symbols or legends. First, we have the concept diagram or the concept map. Depicts suggested relationships between concepts, okay, or it is creating a visual image of the subject, and is not only improving processing of facts but also the understanding of facts, because you are going to translate your concepts into what? Into visuals. Yan. Okay. Second is the line graph. So line graph is a graphic display of information that changes continuously over time. Next, third is bar graph. Okay, it is horizontally or vertically. So, pwedeng patayo or pwedeng pa ganyan. Okay, so the longer the bar is, the greater its value. Okay, so we are comparing larger changes or differences in data among groups. And the fourth one is the histogram. So we have to be careful here, because histogram are just like bar graph or bar chart, but their difference is in histogram there's no spaces. It is used in comparing categories or looking for trends over a time, and each bar represents how data is distributed in a single category. Okay, so that is histogram. So if you are just talking about one category, you must use what? Histogram. And the fifth one in our kinds of graphs or charts is we have the pie graph. So it shows the breakdown of items in a set as percentages by presenting them as slices. So the whole pie is 100%, and their divisions is divided into percentages. And last is the Venn diagram. So here in your module on page 8, so Venn diagram illustrates the uses of circles to show the relationship among things. It shows the similarities and the differences between two or more. So usually we know that we only use two Venn diagrams, but actually there are three triple Venn diagram or more. Okay, and then let's go to the other part of nonlinear text. It is the textual aids, or the what we call the graphic organizer. So graphic organizer are being used to show or to display, to depict relationship between facts, terms, or ideas with our learning tasks. Okay, and it is used throughout the lesson. Okay, throughout the lesson, as we explore the lesson, we are using graphic organizers. So what are the examples of graphic organizers? So here in your module, you can see we have persuasion map. So in persuasion map, by the word itself, there's you're persuading, you're convincing somebody. The second is the sequence chart, where you show the what? The order of the story, or the order of things. Next is we have the story map, where you are going to tell what is the exposition part, what is the climax, the denouement of the story, and so on. Next is the biography graphic organizer, where you show the biography of the writer or the person being talked about in the story or in an article. Then the learning map. Okay, sometimes other calls this also concept map also, because everything is you show your concepts. And the analogy graphic organizer, where you show what? The analogies, okay, the comparison of two things. And the problem-solving organizer, which is from the word itself, it is what? Showing the problem and what is the solution. Next is cause and effect. Okay, usually in cause and effect, they use a herringbone technique or the fishbone, where here this is the cause and what is the effect, what is the main the title of the article, or the what is the topic. Okay, so we use cause and effect. We have the triple Venn diagram. So if we are comparing three things, for example, dog, cat, and a pig. So what are their differences? And in the middle, there are what? There are both. The three of them are animals. Okay. Next, we have the three paragraph main idea and details chart. So what is the main idea of the article? And you write the details in 3 paragraphs. Or the last one is the 5-paragraph essay. Just like this one, you're going to explain it in a 5-paragraph essay. So those are examples of graphic organizers. We also have Flowchart, where you use the workflow or the process, or that is a flow chart. Okay, how everything is being being done. What is the flow? Okay, so those are examples of graphic organizers. I know that some of you have already used this, but you don't know what are those being called. So those are what we call the graphic organizer. Now let's talk about the advanced organizers. When we say advanced organizers, these are organizers that are used as an introduction tool of a topic. Okay, an introduction. While the graphic organizer is being used throughout the lesson. So an advanced organizers It helps to structure learners thinking about the topic and can be helpful to students like you with organization and attention issues. It is very useful to help you understand, retain, and remember new learning materials. So that is advanced organizers. So what are the examples of advanced organizers? So first is we have analogy. So if you notice, analogy earlier is being mentioned in the graphic organizer, but it can also be used in the what? In the advanced organizer. So it is where you compare two things that are like in some way. Now, you are comparing two things that are alike in some way, meaning the students have already what? A prior knowledge of the topic. That's why you are using it before the lesson. Okay. Now, expository advanced organizers. So, expository advanced organizers gives you a broad idea of the lesson's purpose before the lesson begins. For example, you are going to talk about deeply about the butterfly. So first, you expose first how does what is the metamorphosis of the butterfly. So you begin with the egg, the larvae, the pupa, and so on. So you expose everything that is needed before you proceed to your lesson. It's a prerequisite learning to your lesson. That's why you are what? You are exposing everything that you have learned about the butterfly before you proceed to your lesson, which is a deeper explanation, exploration about the butterfly. So that is an expository advanced organizers. Next is narrative advanced organizers. This involves what? By the word itself, narrative, it tells about a story. For example, your lesson is about migrating or immigrating. Okay, so before you go on to your lesson, you will tell a story about you or about somebody that you know. How's their experience when they move in or move out from a certain place? So that is what? That is a very good introduction. You are able to get what? Get the attention of your student before proceeding to the next lesson. Okay. Next is we have the scheming. So, in scheming, by the word itself, scheme, you're just going to look out for what is being told to you. So scheming, it is when the teacher asks students like you to skim over a reading, focusing on highlighted information such as caption or chapter headings. For example, the teacher will hand you books or magazines. So the teacher will ask, what can you say about the book? It's about the book or about the magazine. So you're going to skim over, just go through to the what? To the book, and you're going to note the how it is being written and so on. So that is what we call skimming. That is done before what? Before the lesson. Or you can ask, what can you say about this story? So by giving you just a 5 minutes, what can you say? Okay, so it's part of skimming. And of course, the most popular one in advanced organizer, we have the Kwl chart. So this is used before a lesson. The student may be asked to be divided into 3 columns or the 3 groups. So what do you know about this lesson, a topic? And what is this topic all about? Then after the lesson, you are going to ask, what have you learned about the topic? So that's it. Okay, so there are what? Nonlinear text and textual aids or graphic organizers are very helpful in what? In determining whether the students were able to get what we are talking about. For example, the teacher will give you a long selection. And diba, it is very tiring for a high school student to write it all in a paragraph form. And I know that if you're going to make a graphic organizers, you are very happy to what to answer it. It will be, the workload will be lightened because you are answering your ideas using different shapes, different pictures or whatsoever that can interpret or translate the concepts into drawings. Okay, so I hope that by my simple discussion, you were able to grasp the concept of linear text and nonlinear text. So I know that this is one of your favorite things to do when you are answering concepts, when you use graphic organizers. So remember, when you use line graph, you use lines. Okay, bar graph, you use bars. So they are adjectival nouns that can give you hint about what graph or charts you are going to do. Okay. So that's all. Thank you.